Hey, I like what you're wearing. I like your suit this evening.
Thank you very much.
You're looking very
I had this made in Hong Kong.
Did you?
Yeah.
So it's not a designer suit?
No, 100 quid.
No.
Listen,
what's it say on the label?
It says Evans Lee, right?
There's a number in there. Hold on, what does it actually say? It says,
it's
specially made for Evans Lee. It does say Evans Lee. So they put your name round backwards?
And he put the serial number in there because you can ring him up and just get another one made because he's got all my measurements. Although I've lost a bit of weight lately.
Yeah, yeah. So if someone wanted to buy you a gift, they could phone this Hong Kong tailor and say,
He makes Bill Clinton suits. Just this little bloke in a... I was filming out there. I was filming this thing with Jackie Chan, watch out.
Yeah.
I was filming with Jackie Chan. And that's when I went, because I got a suit made because I was going on tour.
Can I just point... But you're doing pretty well for yourself, aren't you, Lee?
What do you mean?
Well, you don't really need to get a £100 suit made from a knockoff tailor in Hong Kong. That's what I mean.
Blimey.
You could go to a proper designer store.
Oh, well, he was a nice bloke.
That's not the point.
I don't sort of go in
It's
for
not the point. I'm a nice bloke. If I offer to make you a suit, it still wouldn't be as good as one you buy in a proper store.
No, but I'd still go with it.
Lee Evans is about to open in the West End. It's early November, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought I won't go to the East End.
Yeah.
Because that might get a bit dodgy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as popular.
No.
But I'm excited about this. The West End, the producers is coming to the West End. This was, obviously, it's the musical based on Mel Brooks' movie of the same name. It was a huge shot on Broadway a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
And now you're starring in a bit. Now, who do you play? Who's in it with you?
I play Leopold Bloom.
He's the accountant. He was
He's
played
a
by...
nervous sort of accountant. So,
and he was Gene Wilder in the movie, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, sir, yeah. So, and then there's Max Bialystock, and it's basically the storyline is that they have to find the biggest flop of all time. And what they do is they raise $2 million off of their investors, and they reckon if it flops, they get to keep the money. No.
Was it a movie you liked when you were younger?
Absolutely. Well, Mel Brooks is a hero anyway. You know, like High Anxiety and the Blazing Saddles. I grew up with that. We were quoting those lines when I was at school and stuff.
So were you worried about taking the part then for that reason, the fact that he's a hero?
Not necessarily, because I never worry about taking anything. Because as far as you know, I blagged this far, so I might just keep going.
Because you were a boxer when you were younger, weren't you?
Yeah.
So I don't think that would come in particularly handy on stage.
Yeah, I was a boxer, yeah. Do I look like that? I look a bit phased?
No. Actually, you know what? You do look, for someone who's just turned 40, you do look remarkable. You look you look so young.
Oh,
I mean, you look like a monkey, but you look a very young But it's a nice look, isn't it? So the singing and dancing, is that coming naturally to you?
You've got to count all the time. You know, it's like a night where there are these things called dance captains that are backstage and they go, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and they count all the time, and I can't freaking count anyway. Do you know what I mean?
That's where they have the captains to count for you.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm not... when I met my wife, I was saying to my wife yesterday, when I met her, I was in a club and I was like that.
Yeah.
And I
well,
said,
I can see why she went for you.
Yeah. And I went, hey, like this. But now I can really sort of, you know. And I'm going to do that next time.
That's good. Do you have Italian blood in you? Those moves were quite something.
Well, I danced at weddings. I mean, I used to dance with my nan at weddings. They always try and pay you off with the fat relative, don't they?
Yeah. I saw you in the West End recently in Endgame, the Beckett play with Michael Gambon, who was really quite something on stage.
Yeah, he's unbelievable to work with as well.
Quite a strange play.
Yeah, it might be considered slightly surreal, but I mean, we sat in rehearsals for 5 weeks, you know, going through the words and trying to interpret what it meant. But at the end of the day, you have to interpret how you feel.
Yeah, really. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the experience. It was good to see. It was
Beckett's fantastic. I've been a fan of his since I was at art college, you know.
Could have done with a song at the end, though, I felt.
Yeah, a bit of comedy.
Yeah,
but we tried to put as much as we can. I mean, Gambon's a nightmare to work with because he keeps making you laugh. Yeah. He does, like, he was in a wheelchair and I'd sort of get him to the back wall and then he'd make fart noises at the back wall and to try and put you off.
But doesn't it go against some kind of actor's code, putting off your fellow performers?
Well, I didn't really care. I really enjoyed the experience working with him. He's such a lovely bloke, really fantastic to work with.
But who would have thought, presumably, when you started doing stand-up comedy, and you kind of stumbled into that by accident, who would have thought you'd wind up on the stage in the West End doing a Beckett play with one of, you know, the greatest living actors this country's produced? Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't know. I'll just do it.
Yeah. I suppose
you know what it's like. I get in character and morph. I don't know. You know,
when you are acting, do you lose yourself in it? Do you get into
I actually do. I do. You know, I've always been a bit of a dreamer anyway. Spent lots of time on my own. When I was a kid, I'd always sort of be in the corner mumbling to myself, slightly kind of like now. Yeah.
But happy.
Happy. Yes, we were happy. Yeah. But you know, and I've always had a sort of slightly vivid imagination, so.
You know what, I can tell. I don't know you terribly well.
Yes.
I'm kind of glad, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I know you well enough to see that you're happy right now. You seem really happy. You're in very good spirits. I think you're really enjoying the producers.
Drugs.
I get the...
Drugs.
No, but you're enjoying the producers, I can tell. You must
Do you know what? When I watched Mel Brooks when I was a kid, and it sounds crap when you say this, but I'm a massive fan of his. I worked with Jerry Lewis years ago as well, and I'm a big fan of his. And you can only learn working with, and I went to see Mel Brooks out in New York. I went out to see the producers, to see what it was like and stuff, and I met him, and it was unbelievable. I was just shaking when I met him, you know, because he's done such a considerable amount of work. I mean, he started off with Woody Allen on the Sid Caesar Show and Neil Simon and all these guys. And he's had such a great history. And all that's in me, because if you're a fan of comedy, you sort of get that. And
of course, it's a
and
great...
you talk to me, he talks like a drum kit. It's all timing in rhythm.
Fast.
Hey, ho, ho, hey.
But with actual words.
No words.
No, just like
I think what he's trying to do is learn shorthand. I don't know what he's doing.
Does this mean the end of stand-up for you? Because
yes, I've moved on now. Yes, I'm an actor now, you know. That's what I do, comedy. They're always worried. There's a line in the show about there because at the theatre they're all a bit superstitious. Oh, and all this.
What, really? Because I always thought that was maybe just kind of over-exaggerated.
Well, I hate superstition because you know we grew up around the circuit and you change in a toilet, you get on stage, do your material, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
do a nice tight 10 minutes and off.
Yeah, and then get out, you know. But they're all like, and people say like, oh, well, break a leg and all that, and so I do.
Are you genuinely scared of stuff? Do you have any fears? A friend of mine is very, very frightened of spiders, and he only ever lives in flats. He wouldn't buy an old house because of that, because he thinks there are more spiders in old houses, which is to have it dictate that much of your life to you seems weird. Are you any of those things?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't like flying.
You don't like flying?
No, I don't like peeing in a tube and, you know...
Well, it's not really a tube, is it?
Well, it is a tube. You're trapped in a tube.
Well, no, but it's got wings and it's got toilets.
I see the audience look when he's going, oh, he is weird. He's one step... He's one step behind us in this human race.
If you're on a flight, does anyone ever, when they're sitting there...
I was on a Virgin flight and they let me sit up the front.
Yeah, you know why? Probably no one else will sit next to you. 5 minutes of this, people are, you know, looking for parachutes.
Yeah.
Pulling the escape hatch.
No one next to me.
Did you, when you first started in comedy, because I saw you when you were already pretty... I mean, I think you'd already won the Perrier the first time I saw you.
Yeah. So I'm kind of interested.
Well, it's good body language. We're leaning into each other.
What to do.
We're mirroring each other. This is nice. This is just...
Yeah, sorry, Jonathan.
We should. I think we need to work out how to relax.
I wish I could.
Because you seem quite driven.
I'm wearing a bag now.
No. Have you considered meditation? Have you considered chanting? Have you considered these things?
No.
Because I'm quite hyper as well in my own way, and I find chanting has helped me in the past.
Chanting what? Like your favourite...
you
Arsenal!
can chant-
Arsenal!
No, that doesn't calm you down, does it? That wouldn't work, would it?
No, absolutely
I do
not.
counting meditation.
Oh, counting?
Where I focus on...
I can't count, so
Well, OK, that's it then. Right, well, I'll count for you. If you,
you
pretend you see the letters in front of you, and you start with 10, and you're breathing in and out, you're breathing in, you're breathing as fast as you go. Through your lungs.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you let it go, you're seeing 10.
Yeah. 10. See 10 now?
No, don't be speaking, because now you're spoiling the meditation.
Oh, am I doing it with you?
Yes, please.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
I'm helping you. Now then, breathe in again. No, so you get a big old chest. In your lungs only, not your belly. No belly breathing.
What?
No belly breathing.
Oh, right.
Keep your core stability.
All right.
And then breathing out, we're thinking of 9.
Can I just get something straight? You take the piss, or...?
No.
Oh, all right.
Have you ever seen one of these?
Yeah.
When?
I've got one at home.
Have you really?
Yeah.
No. What is it?
Well, I'll show you.
What is it?
Watch, I'll show you. You ready?
No, that's not what it is. Sit yourself down. Sit down.
Oh, you get...
Sit down! I'm going to relax you.
OK, go ahead.
It's a head massager.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I tell you what, the ladies love it. Are you calm?
I'm calm, I'm calm.
You're calm. Just relax. Shut your eyes, relax.
I'm not shutting my eyes, I'm you around.
Lee, close your eyes.
All right, yeah, go on in.
Relax.
I bet this...
Shut up!
All right. Oi!
Here you go. Stay still. I lost someone's eye doing this once.
Oh, that's amazing.
You like it? He's loving this. He'll love it. And now I'm going to twiddle and relax.
Oh,
OK, what do you think of that? Hey? What do you want? There you go. No one goes home empty-handed from this show.
It's unbelievable.
Well, that is good, isn't it?
I thought it was just a egg whisk.
Lee Evans will be in the West End of London from November the 9th. What's the name of the theatre again? It's the Theatre Royal, isn't it?
Yes, the Theatre Royal,
In the Producers. Get yourself a ticket. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you for having me here.
I can't wait to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Lee Evans.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Quick, grab what you can. Grab it, just grab it. Get Jack D, get Jack D.
Leave Jack alone. Look, it is like having a monkey loose in the room.
Did you get champagne?